to get a renewed tax, insurance, and patent scheme that will enable upward mobility for the ground level workers, the people who do the production of the manual labor that has to be done. Anyhow, I want to run to enable everybody to be aided in being able to articulate their grievances and bring them forward to our government, because our government does not hear us because we're not shoveling money into their pockets. There's a dozen different things. We don't get sidewalks. I've tried to beg the representative here at the 93rd District to motivate the community and get sidewalks for safety. We're a college town. We deserve good sidewalks from one end to the other. Patent laws keep us on the dependency for fossil fuels and prevent us from having free mechanized machinery that will fit the bill. The good technology gets bought up and put on a shelf, and we don't get it. I can't get that on the floor to limit patent laws. Look, you can make a killing, and if you got the right product, you can make a killing quick. A patent shouldn't last over 10 years ever, and should never be able to be renewed, and shouldn't be able to go and buy stuff that was invented 50 years ago and put it away on a shelf. We're not being heard, because I don't even believe that you've been educated to realize that that's what they're doing. It's not people can't figure out better gas mileage. It's we're not allowed better gas mileage because that archaic tax system has no other way to appropriate the funds for the highway. When. All they have to do is get everything on a flat trade tax. Okay, do away with prohibition. Be sure everything's regulated properly and accessible to the masses. That way they have liberties and there's no reason to protest as much as they protest the law. And the law will have better a statute in the community, because they're not out here hoarding up fining and penalizing people for recreational infractions. Pretty quick. I got to do what I wanted to when I was young. But I had a little bit of guidance. But, I made the right choices. It was right there all the time, the whole time. And I really didn't have an interest in what was there all the time. It was no great hype. It was there all the time. The promise of full liberties at 21 is great. That gives the kids something to look forward to. But once you get past 21, you're still trying to tell somebody how to live after they're 21 and coddle them and have them go to school till they're 25. That's not working. Okay, you'll learn more out of private business than you will sitting in school till you're 25. You could go when you was about 15, learn a whole bunch about private enterprise, then go to school and finish. It's called a finishing school after apprenticeships. After you get to 15, you need to get out of school anyhow, because your head's only in one direction. Alright? So, anywho, get to earning some money. You can stay in school, but you got to be productive. Not daggum getting it. I don't know. But anyhow, it all needs to be tweaked a little bit. Getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and feeling like you got a hangover all day. Look, I'm 38 years old. He's 5 years old. He's been in school for 2 years. There's absolutely no reason to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. None, especially up here in the mountains. The roads don't even start melting out until about 9 o'clock. Well, So I don't understand that. I remember having to get up, but I didn't like getting up when I was young because the house was cold. He complains it's a little cold, but I mean, the house was cold when I was young. And we had to provide transportation. Blah, 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 blah. There are certain things that can be addressed, like taxes, insurances, and patent laws. Okay, we need to get this shit straightened up so we have a good projection for the next 100 years. That's why I want to run, I guess, ahead of the state, whatever it takes, man, because I've been trying to go through the representative that's assigned to me, and they won't even bring out one pencil and pad, take down a little dictation, formulate it, hand it back to me, and say, go ahead and submit it. Or, we shouldn't have to have mass people to fix the system. Whatever, man. I ain't a very good public speaker, but it's pretty simple math when you think about it. You damn do flat tax, that takes care of the highway department. Flat tax takes care of the insurance. Insurance is the biggest scam here. That's what makes all the medicine cost more because the doctor's offices have to pay so much in insurance. That's what makes my labor cost more to the people I work for is insurance. And insurance is getting very slim. Okay? It makes no sense to have to associate with a third party to facilitate a federal mandate, to have security in our day-to-day activities that we are all a part of because we're a community, and then we have to have insurance to treat and pay for the communicable infections. I'm not trying to get technical, but infections, that respiratory infections that get passed around, we won't be sick all summer, and then just as soon as school starts back here, we are sick. Nobody thinks to go to the doctor today before a week or two before school starts, get all checked up so we don't go in here bouncing it back and forth to each other. Because they ain't allowed to use bleach. I don't even know how they know how to kill a germ if they ain't using bleach. I've seen a germ climb out of a pool of damn purple degreaser and spit at me. Alright? I mean, you know what I'm saying? What's better than bleach? Oh, well, the sanitation system backs up. It gets that sludge. Because the shit's dead. Dead. Bacteria's dead. We can't be running that shit through our damn septic system because we don't want to kill it. Well, when you're piping it through a daggum city, you want it dead. When you're out here in your residence and it's digesting a turd for you, you might not want it dead. But I use bleach and it's still digesting fine. I think we all move off the mountain. Try to restore the integrity of the water. Well, we have a half-assed chance of doing any fucking thing right, while this mess that we have as a government that runs us has their headphones on, not paying a bit of attention to the phone that we're supposed to call to talk to them. The phone that's supposed to get us resolutions on our grievances and on our grievances, because our grievances are what hurt us. We don't complain unless we're financially, therefore that translates into physically being hurt. If I get financially hurt, that means I have to go out here and physically work. And then I have to buy insurance to do the physical work I have to do to fix the monetary damages that whatever the need is. technically, on my little land here, I can probably produce more food than if I didn't do it this year. I did pretty good last year. But I could probably, if this whole place was de-treed, produce a lot of food on just a house acre, a little land, a little piece of land. Nobody does that because they're too busy running out here paying for the insurance. They're running themselves ragged. I didn't have to do that when I was younger. After I got out on my own and started my first jobs, I didn't need to work full time 24/7. I needed 3 hots and a cot. I could go out to eat 3 times a day, spend $10 each meal, or 2 times a day and eat really good. And a place to lay my head. Okay. So I was doing pretty good. I actually had transportation. But I didn't have to buy all this. Then when I get a car and I have to buy insurance, monthly insurance, I just paid $60 this month. $60 is a third of my utility cost. My utility cost is stifled because is inflated because of patent laws. Because we can't have free energy, mechanized damn machines like a fucking grandfather clock. You pull the damn weights down, then you let them go, and they drop real slowly all day. Meanwhile, they're spinning gears inside there, and they're dropping slowly all day. The same principle can be applied to a vehicle. And then after you get it started, hell, it'll start itself with the electrical components we have these days. But you know what keeps us from having that? Patent laws. And communists in the government. Anybody won't hear a citizen out that all I want is a flat trade tax to facilitate every utility necessary, including insurance and the roads, the firemen, the police department, the army. You know, the utilities we already have in place. A flat trade tax. We get that going. We're prone. That's the word. We're prone to annex other economies into our economy. Because you notice that flat, I didn't mention anything about your Social Security benefits that you've been paying in for years and that you might be ahead of some other people and other people might be behind. Those benefits start coming into you immediately, just as soon as the flat trade tax goes into effect. You get the draw just like you was disabled or retired or whatever, but not to a deficit of the funds paid in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know how the damn program works. Okay, anyhow. Then file everybody for disability. Then put everything on a trade tax. I got to elaborate on that disability scheme, but I'm just saying the Social Security taxes that people have been working for and participating in, which, believe it or not, it's a lot harder to get in that club than you might think. The 40-hour-a-day worker. Most people who work like I've worked, pretty well beat up, can't do 40-hour-a-day work in their field like they've been doing. So really, we're just getting shit. But we only got shit because Mexicans come up right when we start to take a stance and get our funds up. Because the painters back in 85 through 90 kind of start bucking up, and then next thing you know, they're getting decent money, but then the next thing you know, boom, here comes a bunch of Mexicans. Right on time. But anyhow, that's good. Every Mexican I've called my friend are some good people. And I've worked with quite a lot of them. Don't take exception to many of them. Thank God I can't hear their dirty damn mouths all the time because I didn't speak that language. But anywho, let's see. We need to annex other economies. We need to become streamlined. As the United States, as a citizen, I would try to leverage myself just a little bit with some seniority, as into some way. Now, how does that affect the individual as far as taxes go? Well, I tell you what, it's a lot easier not to pay taxes. With things the way they are, as versus a trade tax. Thank you.